They don't look at you because they like you. They look at you to analyze you. Their gaze searches for your weaknesses. Their ears listen to your breathing rhythm. Every small gesture is read. You smile. They note that reaction. You hesitate slightly. They see that hesitation. You try to explain. They see an opportunity. This world is not fair. It's a psychological battlefield. A smile hides intentions. A compliment conceals bait. Concern is sometimes a trap. You've learned to be kind. Manipulators turn that into a weapon. Your kindness becomes their target. This truth hurts, but you need to know it. Machiavelli said it clearly. Those who live only by virtue will be destroyed by it. Don't misunderstand. He meant to recognize the game. This video is not a moral lesson. It's a strategic guide. It teaches you how to survive. It teaches you how to dominate situations. You'll learn to read people quickly. You'll learn to reverse power dynamics. You'll train deliberate silence. You'll master controlled reactions. You'll turn weaknesses into strengths. The lesson starts with observation. You must see them before they see you. You must stay silent to hear them reveal themselves. You must turn kindness into armor. From now on, you don't react by habit. You'll calculate reactions instead of emotions. You'll act like a strategist. You'll enter a room with unpredictability. If you're ready to change, keep going. Prepare to see deeper. Be ready to learn real-world tactics. Have you ever been manipulated just because you were too kind? Comment yes, if you've experienced this. Part 1. The mirror defense tactic. Manipulators thrive when you react. They need your reaction to survive. Your reaction is their fuel. Mirroring takes away that fuel. Mirroring begins with deliberate silence. When they throw vague remarks, you stay quiet. When they push, you question back. When they feign concern, you respond coolly. Mirroring isn't confrontation. It's a tactic to make them reveal themselves. They don't want to see themselves. They fear facing their own behavior. Mirroring breaks their manipulation pattern. It disrupts the power imbalance. They act, you mirror. They lead, you hold up the mirror. The execution is simple. Listen closely to what they say. Observe how they choose their words. Mimic their speaking pace, but maintain a calm demeanor. Add no emotion to it. Keep your voice low and brief. When they attack with sarcasm, you give a slight smile and ask, "What does that mean to you?" The question catches them off guard. They don't get the expected reaction. They have to explain themselves. Their explanation reveals their intent. A manipulator shows their hand when they talk too much. They'll try to rephrase to cover up. Each revision is evidence for you. In meetings, this technique is highly effective. Someone publicly attacks you. You don't defend yourself. You mirror with a simple question. You say, "Can you explain further?" Your tone throws them off balance. The crowd starts to notice. The attacker has to justify themselves. They officially lose their position of control. Mirroring triggers their insecurity. Why does this work? Because manipulation thrives on information asymmetry. They need your reaction to complete the cycle. When you mirror, the cycle breaks. They lose their path to manipulate further, also because they crave being seen. They want to know more than you. Mirroring steals that power. The manipulator faces doubt. Doubt makes them fumble. When they fumble, they act recklessly. You use that to your advantage. Specific steps to practice. First, identify the provoking remark. Stop emotional reactions immediately. Take a deep breath for 2 seconds. Respond with a mirroring question. Keep the question short and neutral. No attacks, no compliments, no loud laughs. Observe their next reaction. Note their behavior and speech patterns. Repeat the technique if needed. Don't overuse mirroring too often. Use it deliberately at key moments. How to practice in real life. Practice with trusted friends. Put them in small scenarios. Practice staying silent and questioning back. Record yourself to hear your tone. Adjust your pace and pauses. In messaging, mirroring is also useful. When someone pressures you quickly, you question back. Ask, "Can you be more specific?" Or, "What do you mean by that?" The slowdown starts to unravel their plan. They'll message more and reveal more. Mirroring isn't about hatred. It's a self-protection skill. It keeps you from getting swept up in emotions. It helps you gather facts. It gives you the advantage to decide. Some key reminders. Don't use mirroring to abuse others. The goal is safety and clarity. Don't unnecessarily embarrass others. Mirroring requires self-control and ethics. When you want to end the game, step back. Don't drag out pointless conflicts. You mirror to uncover the truth. You don't become the aggressor. When you master it, they'll avoid you. That's a silent victory. You'll be manipulated less. You'll preserve your mental energy. You'll steer the conversation. Are you ready to try this technique? What do you think manipulators fear most? Being ignored or being mirrored? Comment to share your thoughts. Part 2. Becoming the emotion vacuum. Manipulators don't just use words. They use your reactions. Your reactions are their data. That data gives them power. When you react, they predict your next move. When you stay silent, they lose their way. Becoming a vacuum is a strategy. A vacuum isn't being emotionless. It's a deliberate state. You control the information you give away. When they taunt, you don't react. When they provoke, you stay calm. A direct look is enough to respond. A long silence makes them uneasy. You're not cold for no reason. You're quietly gathering facts. Emotions are signals to your enemy. You no longer give them those signals. No smiling, no yelling, no explaining. Just stillness and observation. They rely on your emotions. They adjust their strategy based on your reactions. When reactions vanish, they must adjust. That instability makes them reveal themselves. They start talking more. They try to fill the void. Each extra word is evidence. You need to learn to maintain the vacuum. Start by identifying triggers. Note the remarks that anger you. Practice the reflex to pause and breathe. Take 2 breaths before speaking. Practice holding silence for at least 3 seconds. 3 seconds isn't long, but it's enough to disrupt their rhythm. In meetings, use the vacuum. When someone mocks, respond with silence. A simple sentence like this is enough. "I understand your point." That doesn't open the door to emotions. It protects you from their traps. In family settings, the vacuum works too. When a relative tries to manipulate, stay silent. No need for lengthy arguments. Your lack of response makes them reflect. In messaging, the vacuum is valuable. Don't reply instantly to provocations. Wait a few hours or a day. The delay prompts them to send more. They reveal their true nature. The vacuum also signals boundaries. It says you're not under their control. They realize you're not easily swayed. That's basic psychological safety. The vacuum protects your mental energy. It keeps you from being dragged into drama. Think of emotions as information. You are the keeper of that information. Don't hand it over to just anyone. Ask questions before reacting. Ask to slow down the game. Ask short, neutral, and firm questions. For example, ask, "What do you mean by that?" The question forces them to explain. Their explanation reveals manipulative intent. You're gathering evidence to decide. Don't use the vacuum as a malicious weapon. The goal isn't to humiliate anyone. The goal is to protect yourself. Use the vacuum responsibly. Maintain dignity while staying silent. The vacuum requires daily practice. Start with small situations. Practice staying silent when lightly judged. Practice silence in small conversations. Increase the challenge as you improve. Note your internal emotions after each silence. Keep a journal to understand your reactions. Review and adjust your reflexes. Observe your body when you stay silent. You might feel your heart race. Breathe deeply and return to control. The vacuum doesn't erase your emotions. You still feel everything deeply. You just don't let emotions show. That's the key difference. Manipulators will try various tactics. They'll use sweet words. They'll use subtle attacks. They'll create fake emergencies. You don't give them the data to succeed. They'll start doubting their strategy. Doubt leads to mistakes. Mistakes reveal their true intentions. You gather enough information to act. Your actions now are effective, not driven by anger. Remember, the vacuum is a defensive strategy. It's not a permanent state for life. You can open up to those who deserve it. You just don't let anyone manipulate you. When needed, you can break the vacuum. You can choose a transparent conversation. Pick the moment when you hold the advantage. The vacuum helps you choose the right time. It creates options for you. Those options are true power. Ultimately, practice brings self-control. Self-control is the foundation for avoiding manipulation. A self-controlled person isn't emotionless. They control their data. Start small and stay consistent. Try staying silent in a small argument. Note your emotions afterward. Adjust and repeat the exercise. You'll see a difference in weeks. Manipulators will lose interest in you. They'll turn to easier targets. You'll save energy for what matters. You'll lead conversations on your terms. Can you stay silent when insulted? Try it and share your results in the comments. Part 3. The power of strategic delay. Manipulators need you to react quickly. Speed is their ally. When you react hastily, you lead yourself. Quick reactions kill clear thinking. They make you miss critical warnings. That's why they push you. They create a false sense of urgency. They say, "Answer now." They want you to make snap decisions. The counter tactic is simple. Delay deliberately. Delay isn't laziness. It's a strategic tool. Stay silent when a response is expected. Observe before speaking. When they push, you pause. Let them wait and panic. The pause exposes their intentions. Silence isn't passive. It's a cold scalpel. It cuts away the manipulator's advantage. A small example, an urgent email. A message says, "Reply immediately." You wait a few hours to respond. The delay makes them send more messages. They reveal their true attitude. They'll rephrase, add pressure. Each new message is valuable information. You gain data to make decisions. In conversations, use 3 seconds. Pause for 3 seconds before replying. 3 seconds is enough to disrupt their rhythm. The pause is a psychological weapon. It unsettles them and reveals manipulation. When they see you're not rushed, they panic. They start talking more. They expose their weaknesses. The connection to Machiavelli is clear. He said not to react hastily. Act when the advantage is yours. Delay is how you reclaim time. It helps you think more clearly. You minimize decision-making mistakes. You don't let emotions decide for you. Step-by-step execution. Identify the initial pushy remark. Take 2 deep breaths. Count to 3 in your head. Reply with a short sentence if needed. Or say, "I'll respond later." Use this phrase in emails. Or say it directly in person. You delay while remaining polite. Observe their reaction. Note changes in their tone. Record new details they reveal. Don't answer immediately if it's a trap. Practice with small situations. Slow down when shopping. Wait before agreeing to invitations. Gradually increase the challenge. In the workplace, delay is valuable. When a boss makes an urgent demand, wait. Ask for clear criteria before acting. Don't take on everything impulsively. In relationships, delay is also useful. When pressured with questions, pause and listen. A deliberate silence replaces your answer. It gives you control over emotions. Delay isn't avoiding responsibility. You're still accountable for acting. You just choose a better time. Delay lets you control the timeline. Manipulators lose their certainty. They don't know what you'll do next. The ambiguity makes them falter. Delay is also a test. Those who are patient will stay. Those who push will reveal themselves. You gain leverage to negotiate. You can shift terms in your favor. Another real-world example. A colleague demands an immediate decision. You say, "I need to review the data first." You delay and gather evidence. When you return, you have a plan. The pusher loses their edge. Important notes. Don't delay indefinitely without action. Delay becomes meaningless if you avoid. Set clear deadlines for yourself. For example, reply within 24 hours or within 2 business days. Deadlines keep you disciplined. Don't let delay turn into neglect. Delay must have a clear purpose. It's for gathering information. It's for reducing emotional risks. When used correctly, you're stronger. You become a clear-headed decision maker. You're no longer an easy target. When combined with mirroring, it's highly effective. You delay making them talk more. You mirror what they admit. The combination dismantles their act. Practice. Create mock scenarios. Put a colleague in an urgent situation. Practice delaying your response. Record and review your reactions. Adjust your pause timing as needed. Delay requires patience and discipline. It's not a one-day skill. Plan and practice consistently. Over time, you'll master it. Manipulators will eventually leave you alone. You'll save time for what matters. Have you ever deliberately delayed seeing someone's true reaction? Part 4. Reward reversal. Manipulators wield 2 main tools. They praise to hook your pride. They guilt trip to hook your conscience. Both are forms of reward. They give you emotions to trade for behavior. When you reward them with reactions, they win. Reward reversal means changing the rules. You no longer reward on their terms. When they overpraise, you nod lightly. You don't flash a big smile. You politely shift the topic. You don't let praise become their currency. When they say, "After all I've done," you pause. You say, "Not this time." You don't explain further. You don't argue or justify. A short response cuts their guilt mechanism. They're shocked you're not flustered. Reward reversal has silent power. It breaks the manipulator's expectations. They rely on your habitual responses. When you change the rules, they stumble. They'll try another tactic to buy you. But with consistency, they'll back off. You control who gets your attention. Whoever controls emotional rewards holds power. You don't give that power away freely. In the workplace, this technique is highly effective. When someone steals your credit, silence is your response. Instead of reacting, you praise another teammate. This small act steals their stage. Credit shifts to the true worker. The credit stealer loses ground to manipulate further. You win without confrontation. Reward reversal is also an educational strategy. You teach others how to treat you. You show you're not a free source of validation. Manipulators will seek easier targets. When others see you're not easy, they respect you more. The tactic requires confidence and practice. You need to learn to stay calm. You must prepare short responses. Simple neutral phrases work best. Keep body language restrained, not heated. A slight nod is polite enough, not excessive. Calm eyes say more than long words. Reward reversal isn't about revenge. The goal is to set clear boundaries. It's not about humiliating or belittling. It's about regaining control of the situation. In personal relationships, the technique is effective too. When a relative uses favors to pressure you, you change the rules. You say no without guilt. You set boundaries with actions, not pleading words. They'll feel off balance and try other tactics. Some will push back with more emotion. Don't fall into the trap of lengthy explanations. Stand firm and continue your normal life. Manipulators thrive on your emotional responses. When you deny them emotions, they lose their tool. They start doubting their tactics. Doubt leads to errors and exposure. You gather evidence through their actions. Over time, you create a manipulation-free environment. People learn to behave fairly around you. Reward reversal also builds self-control. You stop living for others' approval. You build internal value. This makes you less vulnerable. Key notes when using this technique: don't misuse it to manipulate others. Use it to protect yourself. Maintain dignity when refusing rewards. Train yourself for concise responses. Practice with small situations first. Make a list of responses you can use. Memorize the goal of each response. You don't need to answer every compliment. You don't have to compensate for every demand. Sometimes silence speaks louder than explanations. Real-world examples clarify the approach. A colleague overpraises your project. You thank them and redirect praise to the team. A boss says, "He did everything for you." You reply, "Not this time." No need for public debate. In family settings, a relative uses favors to pressure you. You stay calm and decline their request. Your actions replace lengthy refusals. When you do this consistently, manipulators lose interest over time. They seek easier targets to control. You'll be dragged into less drama. You'll establish lasting boundaries. Remember, power lies in giving and withholding. Whoever controls reactions holds power. You learn not to give that power away hastily. Reward reversal is a practical skill. It requires self-control, persistence, and ethics. When mastered, you control the game. You avoid conflict while protecting yourself. Have you ever met someone who used favors to manipulate you? Write yes if the answer is true. Part 5. Ambiguity Armor. Clarity makes you predictable. When others know everything, they control you. Ambiguity makes you dangerous. When they're unsure, they make mistakes. Ambiguity armor is a protective strategy. It starts with keeping something hidden. Don't reveal your goals. Don't over-explain your emotions. Don't lay out your plans completely. When you withhold information, others get confused. They'll try to fill the gaps you create. In doing so, they reveal more. Your goal is to create fog. Fog disrupts their ability to analyze. That's when you truly take control. Ambiguous speech can be practiced. Use phrases like, "I'm still considering," or "It depends on what happens next," or "I'm handling it." These short sentences aren't lies. They just don't provide enough information. Vague language makes them probe. When they probe, they reveal their intentions. That's the information you need. In negotiations, the one who says less often wins. Those who speak sparingly hold the advantage. People who talk too much expose weaknesses. Ambiguity armor isn't about evasion. It's a strategy to create options. You can reveal later if needed. You choose the moment to act decisively. Machiavelli advised combining strength and cunning. The lion needs claws, the fox needs secrecy. You need both qualities. When applying it, mind your tone. Keep it calm and concise. Don't come off as mysteriously odd. Purposeful ambiguity requires confidence. If you hesitate, they'll notice. Practice with specific phrases. Say, "I'm weighing my options." Say, "I'll respond after reviewing." Say, "I'd like to wait for more details." These are polite yet vague. In urgent situations, clarity is still needed. Ambiguity armor doesn't apply every time. Use it only when revealing could harm you. In personal relationships, ambiguity sets boundaries. It's not about playing sophisticated games constantly. You just keep a part of yourself private. This prevents you from being unraveled. Manipulators will try to peel back your ambiguity. They'll ask rapid questions or bait you. When they ask a lot, their goals become clear. They'll use words to test you. Listen closely to their questions. Respond with intentional vagueness. Observe how they shift tactics. Note what they try to hide. Ambiguity armor also aids negotiation. You skip unnecessary details. You control the flow of information. The other side has to guess and make offers. When they guess wrong, you gain the upper hand. In the workplace, ambiguity keeps you safe. You don't rush to reveal your next move. You avoid having ideas copied immediately. You create space for innovation and choice. Steps to practice ambiguity armor. First, identify what information to withhold. Second, prepare short responses. Third, practice staying calm when questioned. Fourth, observe the other side's reactions. Note when they start revealing something important. Don't overuse ambiguity to manipulate others. The goal is to protect yourself from pressure. Don't turn ambiguity into a weapon of humiliation. Stay ethical in all responses. A practical example in negotiation. You're discussing salary with an employer. They ask about your current pay. You say, "I'm considering total compensation." This avoids revealing a number right away. The employer will suggest a figure they think works. You can adjust your position more easily. An example in personal relationships. You're asked about the future of a relationship. Instead of committing too soon, you say, "I need more time to think." This keeps you from losing options. When used skillfully, you increase your value. People respect what they can't fully grasp. Unpredictability makes you more intriguing, but be transparent with those who deserve it. When someone proves trustworthy, you can open up. Ambiguity Armor doesn't block deep connections. It just lets you choose the right moment to open up. Daily practice will make you proficient. Start with small workplace situations. Gradually apply it to bigger conversations. Track results and refine your approach. Over time, you'll know when to open the door. You'll use ambiguity as a subtle tool. Ultimately, Ambiguity Armor keeps you proactive. You're no longer an open book in every game. You become the one setting the terms. You gain advantage through silence itself. Have you ever stayed silent on purpose to make someone reveal what they're hiding? Share an example in the comments below. Part 6. The Power of the Exit Threat. True power begins when you can walk away. Walking away without fear of loss is strength. Manipulators thrive on your dependence. When you're not dependent, they lose control. The option to leave is a psychological blow. It forces the other side to recalculate. In toxic relationships, the exit threat is effective. You don't need to yell or beg. A simple fine is enough. You go silent and disappear for a few days. Your silence makes them vulnerable. They start to panic and try to pull you back, or they reveal their true selves in your absence. In the workplace, the exit threat has a similar impact. You don't complain or plead. You submit a transfer request or resignation. This action cuts off manipulation instantly. Manipulators don't expect you to actually leave. They rely on your fear of loss. When you prove you're ready to walk away, everything changes. They no longer see you as property. They start keeping a cautious distance. Machiavelli spoke of the person who can leave quietly. That person is the most formidable in the room. Their silence echoes louder than shouts. Silent power is real power. 3 factors create the exit threat. Time autonomy is the first. You're not always available when they need you. You keep your own schedule. You show them the value of your time. Emotional autonomy is the second. You're not swayed by their emotional bullying. You don't chase their pity or guilt. You stay calm when they try to manipulate. Financial autonomy is the third. If someone controls your wallet, they control you. Building an independent income is essential. The exit threat only works if it's real. You must be truly ready to walk away. Cut dependency step by step. Plan before deciding to leave. Prepare finances, housing, and support. It's not a rash or impulsive move. When you leave, make it count. It's a lesson for them and for you. You maintain dignity when you go. You don't need to see yourself as a victim. A purposeful exit sends a message. That message is, I have a choice. The manipulator realizes they've lost leverage. They can't use guilt to bind you anymore. Their manipulation strategy crumbles. Then they either change or leave. Some genuinely change their behavior. Others move on to new prey. Both outcomes benefit you. Executing the exit threat requires technique. First, stay calm when deciding. Don't show excitement or fear. Second, act quietly but decisively. No loud announcements, no begging. Just disappear and organize your life. Third, secure evidence when needed. Document repeated behavior if necessary. This strengthens you when you leave. In the workplace, act wisely. You don't need to shout to be respected. You prepare your portfolio and switch teams. You ensure you have other career options. When submitting a resignation, don't explain emotionally. Present professionally and leave with dignity. In personal life, the exit threat is softer. No need for loud words or degrading actions. You stay silent, limit contact. You take time for yourself and heal. They'll realize the loss and face it. Your absence is a test for them. Those who don't value you will show their true colors. Those who care will try to change. There are risks to using the exit threat. You might lose something truly valuable. That's why you must think carefully. The exit threat isn't a tool for revenge. It's a tool to protect your boundaries. Use it at the right time and for the right purpose. Don't turn it into a weapon of counter-manipulation. If you abuse it, you lose your moral ground. Power comes with responsibility. Some steps to prepare for leaving. List what you need before you go. Secure finances for at least 3 months. Find temporary housing if needed. Confirm a trusted support network. Document abusive behavior for evidence. Practice leaving mentally beforehand. Try stepping away for a few days with close family. Observe the other person's reaction when you're gone. Note if they change or not. If they don't change, that tells you something. When you return, you'll have clearer information. Returning can be a logical final step. Or you decide to leave for good if needed. The exit threat is also a negotiation tactic. When they know you have options, they concede. They understand you're not forced to stay. That's power without making noise. You control the game through self-mastery. From self-mastery to real power is a journey. It requires determination and preparation. There's no magic, only planning. Start building your ability to leave today. Gradually increase independence in all areas. Self-mastery is the foundation for choosing to stay. When you truly choose, you have power. That choice makes you stronger. You're no longer easy prey. You become someone with clear boundaries. Others will hesitate to manipulate you. You can protect yourself with grace. You can maintain dignity when you leave. Have you ever walked away from a relationship that they didn't expect? Part 7. The Art of Playing Dumb. Sometimes the most dangerous person pretends to know nothing. They act innocent to hide their cunning. You can use this tactic deliberately too. Playing dumb is a patient strategy. When you seem unaware, they lower their guard. They talk more when they think you're clueless. You observe, take notes, and gather evidence. You don't react while they entangle themselves. When they think they've won, you act meaningfully. The final move is often subtle but decisive. No need to yell or get angry to expose them. Calmness makes your accusation stronger. A simple example in a work group. Someone quietly badmouths you behind your back. You don't retaliate immediately. You listen and observe how they speak. The more they talk, the more information you gain. You collect evidence from their words. When needed, you present the truth clearly. You use evidence, not personal emotions. Exposing isn't about humiliation, but transparency. The result often leaves the gossip discredited. They no longer have a place to hide their actions. This tactic is also called the confidence trap. Overconfident manipulators fall into it. They create their own accusations. You just observe and wait for the right moment. Playing dumb doesn't mean being actually dumb. It requires intelligence and high restraint. You must control emotions and feign innocence. Don't act too clumsily if it's not convincing. Stay natural and focus on observing. Your demeanor must be casual and without intent. If they detect it, the strategy may fail. Thus, acting skills need practice too. Learn to slow your reactions as a first step. Practice in safe situations first. Ask friends to role-play for practice. Record and review to adjust your demeanor. More importantly, you must document evidence. Note dates, times, and conversation details. Screenshots of messages are valuable data. Keeping proof helps you handle things later. When you have enough evidence, plan the reveal. Choose whether to go public or private. In the workplace, opt for professionalism. Present evidence to superiors when needed. Don't use exposure to vent personally. Set clear goals for your actions. The aim is to stop the behavior, not seek revenge. In personal relationships, take a softer approach. You can confront calmly in a private meeting, or send information calmly via message. How you expose shapes their reaction. Keep a steady tone to prevent escalation. If needed, involve a third party to mediate. A mediator reduces emotions in dialogue. Playing dumb also protects information. When you're not ready to share, stay silent. Manipulators will try to draw you out. They often use clever, distracting questions. By not answering, you force them to reveal themselves. They may accidentally disclose their plans. You use their revelations to strengthen your case. The tactic also works in sensitive negotiations. When the other side talks a lot, let them keep going. Their information gives you leverage to negotiate. You appear as the one controlling the game. The golden rule of playing dumb is ethics. Don't turn the tactic into a tool for counter-manipulation. The goal is always your safety. Don't inflict pain by belittling others. The line between strategy and cruelty is that boundary. When using this tactic, prepare mentally. You might feel guilty at first. Remember, you're protecting your boundaries. Ensure the target deserves exposure. Not every misunderstanding needs a big reveal. Choose battles with lasting impact. Some situations only need silence and withdrawal. Don't overuse the tactic to prolong pain. Consider the consequences for yourself and others. When exposing, maintain professionalism and honor. That's how you keep credibility when facing the truth. The long-term benefits of this tactic are clear. You protect your reputation and workspace. You also reclaim confidence that was taken. Manipulators will be warier of you. They know you can expose them behind their backs. That's a new layer of protection for your life. However, this tactic isn't always suitable. In relationships needing trust, be cautious. Some people will be deeply hurt if exposed. You must weigh the value of that relationship. Sometimes walking away is the wiser choice. When you need to expose, do it with evidence. Prepare thoroughly and act responsibly. Learn to combine with other tactics. Mirroring, silence, and delay support each other. When combined well, the effect multiplies. You'll gain greater control over situations. Those familiar with this technique will avoid you. That's not failure, but a protective achievement. You reclaim energy for more important things. Start practicing in small daily situations. Increase complexity as you gain confidence. Document the process and learn from each interaction. Over time, you'll master the script better. True power isn't reacting emotionally. Power is knowing when to pretend not to see. Have you ever played dumb to test someone's honesty? Conclusion: you've gone from being read to reading others. You've learned to stay silent with purpose. You've learned to delay to observe. You've learned to play dumb when needed. You've learned to claim rewards strategically. You've learned to maintain purposeful ambiguity. Together, these form a set of protective skills. Power doesn't lie in speaking too much. Power lies in choosing when to act. Silence is sometimes stronger than any explanation. Delaying gives you more data to decide. Not responding is a way to stay in control. Reversing rewards breaks the cycle of manipulation. Ambiguity armor keeps others guessing your moves. The ability to walk away is a quiet power lever. Playing dumb is a trap for others to reveal themselves. When combined, these tactics sync powerfully. You're no longer an easy target for manipulation. You become the one setting the game's framework. Others now have to figure you out, not the other way around. Machiavelli pointed this out clearly. Power doesn't need permission. It only needs presence. You don't need to argue to be respected. You just need to hold on to your choices. The choice to stay or leave creates strength. True power is that choice. Apply these techniques ethically. The goal is always to protect yourself from manipulation, not to manipulate others without cause. Maintain dignity when using these tactics. Practice step by step in small situations. Document, evaluate, and adjust your responses. Over time, you'll feel more in control. Manipulators will start reassessing you. They'll avoid you if they sense disadvantage. You'll save energy for what matters more. If you're ready to change, prove it. Comment "I am unreadable" if you're ready. Click subscribe to get the next content. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest video. Share the video if you find it helpful for others. Thank you for sticking with us to the end. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.